Carme Mias, it's loud, software engineer at FreeAgent and member founder of FreeAgent's Accessibility Champions. I love being a software engineer. I think it's one of the best jobs in the world. We get to build stuff that people use every day. And despite the stereotypes, it's an industry where collaboration is key to success. But not all is okay in the software industry. We're not doing accessibility right. My theory is that the majority of us have a pretty good idea of what accessibility is. But what if I was going to ask you whether you always check all the accessibility of all your front-end work before deploying it to production? I imagine the reaction may be a mixture of amusement and embarrassment. I totally get the feeling. We know we should do it, but we don't always do. But the truth is that we're totally rubbish at accessibility. And I mean that as an industry, not just software engineers, but also designers, product managers, and owners, leaders, testers, you name it. Okay, I admit I'm probably exaggerating a little bit. There's many dedicated people out there doing fantastic work. But accessibility should be the default for anybody doing anything on the front end. And we are not there yet. We have a long way to go. Otherwise, how do we explain this? WebAIM scans the homepage of the top 1 million websites every year for accessibility bugs. This is the result of the latest report. 94.8% of homepages have accessibility bugs. And it's gone down a mere 3% since the survey first started in 2019. The most common issues are not even hard to solve. They do, however, cause big problems for our customers with disability needs, with accessibility needs. Assistive technology cannot tell them what that button, form field, or link are for. If important information is hard-coded in an image, they're missing it altogether, or they may not be able to tell what any of the content is about. But those kind of big problems are actually the best because they have easy, well-known fixes. I will go over some of these fixes now very quickly. It only takes a tiny bit of HTML. First, 15.8% of pages are missing a language. Without it, the page will be read in the screen reader's default language. To fix it, all you need to do is add the lang attribute to the HTML tag. In this example, all it took was 9 characters. Second, nearly 30% of pages have empty buttons. To you and me, those are icon buttons without text. There are many ways to fix this. One of them is by adding the area label attribute to the button element. Other solutions exist, which is best will depend on the context. Third, 45% of pages have empty links. Like, for example, it could be the company logo in the navigation bar. If the logo is an SVG, just add the title tag as a first child of the SVG element. Fourth, 48% of home pages have form fields without labels. It's possible that the form field only has placeholder text, or it has a label, but it's not properly linked to the form field. In order to fix it, always use the label element and make sure that its 4 attribute points to the ID of the form field. And fifth, 55% of images are missing alternative text. To fix this, always include the old attribute to the image element if the image is decorative, just leave the value empty. And otherwise, just give it some nice, useful description, including any text that is hard-coded in the image. And last, nearly 80% of those top million home pages have too low contrast between text and background. To fix this is not as straightforward as the other one, because it involves speaking to your designer colleagues to remind them that working against constraints is the best way to showcase their creativity. Here's a fantastic article that you can use in case of emergency. That's it, problem solved. Of course, not all accessibility fixes are this straightforward. Some are even pretty complex. But the key message here is that we should be able to get the basics right. So why? Why do we let this happen? We wouldn't release to production without proper specs, right? So why is it okay to release to production with accessibility bugs? Here are some thoughts that may come to mind. I'm not going to dwell on them. It's all stuff that we've heard before, maybe even said ourselves. But there's only 3 that I would like to highlight. We don't have any customers with disabilities. If we do, it's probably a tiny proportion of our audience. And we don't get any complaints, so we're probably doing OK, right? Here's some useful numbers. These are from the latest UK population disability stats. 16 million people in the UK reported having at least one disability in 2022-23. That's 24% of the population. The numbers, that's it. The numbers have been going up steadily over time, and as they do by age group. Another useful bit of data is from the WebAIM Screen Reader User Survey that says that 2/3 of screen reader users never or not very often report to the site owners when they encounter a barrier. They simply go elsewhere. So, do these still sound like common sense? Or do we rather have a blind spot situation here? Pun intended. To be honest, I think we could waste a lot of time and we could find ourselves into a rabbit hole very easily if we just spend time trying to work out why we don't do accessibility right. And it probably never come out of that rabbit hole if we tried. So my conclusion is this. Who cares about the why? The reasons why we don't think about all our end users don't matter. What matters is the fact that we don't. What matters is that we don't think about the barriers we are creating for our customers with accessibility needs and for our future selves. Talking about our future selves, gone are the days of blissful later life, watching the sea and the world go by. Instead, we're going to be wondering what the heck that button in the banking app was for. If our software goes all wonky when text is magnified or cannot be used with voice-activated technology, how are we going to manage in our moment of need? Are we expected to just shut up and put up? No thanks. But that's exactly what we're doing to our customers with accessibility needs. So what matters even more than all the whys is what are we going to do about it from now on. Regardless of where you are in your accessibility journey, there's always something more that we could do. And I'll give you 3 things to get you started. You're probably already doing them all. It's just a matter of adding the perspective of accessibility to them. First of all, know your users and their experience of your product or service. Can it be navigable with the keyboard? Is it readable by a screen reader? Test it. Make accessibility testing part of your workflow. Second, Help spread the word. Talk about it. Find other accessibility-minded people in your workplace. Start a community or a book club. There's certainly no need to be an expert. In the FreeAgent accessibility community, we have found that a supportive group of people with sharing the same vision make a huge difference. We help each other grow and help spread accessibility knowledge throughout the whole company. And third, never stop learning. This is a must for any job in tech. We all know that. There are many resources available in many different formats. I'll now just share 3 of my current favorites. If you need a refresher or looking for a good place to get started, check out Bruno Prieto's talk from last year's Rails World. If you're looking for something more advanced, have a look at Sarah Sweetan's accessibility course. I'm halfway through it myself. If you're looking for a nice newsletter to keep up to date, sign up for Accessibility Weekly. I've shared my slides in my social, so you'll find all the links there. So I would like to leave you with a goal, a vision for all of us to aim for better. Let's all aim for our work to be accessible by default. Let's aim to be better for all our end users, for our future selves, for our company's bottom line, and for the whole software industry to be better at accessibility. We are more than capable of achieving it. Sure we are. So let's do it.